Hello, Tanisha. Hello, everybody. Welcome. So nice to have you. I'm just getting started making sure that I'm visible and audible on all platforms. You guys, send me some emojis, send me some hearts, send me some diamonds, send me some shine, send me some love. Nice to have you all. I think we are good to go on all platforms. If you can see me, if you can hear me, send me some love, send me some shine. Send me some emojis. So happy to be connected with you all again on this beautiful Sunday. We are going to get started soon. Thank you all for joining. Hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe or follow, depending on what platform you're on, to keep in touch for more tarot readings, live tarot readings. I do celebrity tarot readings as well as monthly or weekly zodiacs. So keep in touch, my friends. Looks like I'm good. Looks like I'm finally getting started. Let's do it. Welcome to my sparkly corner of the internet. I'm Shine, and this is Divine Shine Tarot with another celebrity reading live stream. What a week! Happy Juneteenth to all of the beautiful Black diaspora across the Americas. Happy Father's Day to those of you celebrating your great dads today. Happy first day of summer. Today, June 21st, is also the official first day of summer. So outside is officially open and the weather has been very nice. I've gone out for some sunbathing, soaking almost every day this week. Happy World Cup. We're now in the second week of the group round in the World Cup, currently being held across North America, including Canada, Mexico, and several cities across the United States. Europeans and other foreign visitors are apparently having a ball and enjoying the American food. I'll be doing my World Cup special readings on the top football/soccer athletes representing their countries whenever the elimination round starts, which I think is in another week or so. But the biggest congrats this week goes to the New York Knicks, who won the NBA championship last weekend. I'll be doing another reading on the Knicks tonight. I'm actually doing a light New York City themed set of readings tonight, including readings on Jordyn Woods and Kylie Jenner. Jordyn's considered the first lady of the New York Knicks. She is about to marry Knicks star player Karl Anthony Towns. Kylie Jenner is a Kardashian, currently dating New York actor Timothee Chalamet. Tim has been a very visible and enthusiastic Knicks fan this playoff season, so we'll do an updated reading on them. Keke Palmer and Sean Evans, the actress and show hosts who recently had a date in Brooklyn, New York. And we'll see what is up with Drake and Stunna Sandy. Are they dating? Sandy is an up-and-coming New York City rapper that has been frequently seen with Drake recently, so we'll see what the cards have to say about them. And maybe I'll pull a few cards for any of you on the stream that may have a few questions if I have time and energy at the end. Hello, sweet butter baby. Nice to see ya. Go Knicks. Yes. Thank you for joining. Love to see ya. Hello, Bubba. Welcome. For those of you that will watch the replay on YouTube, timestamps and link to book a reading will be down below. I do celebrity readings for fun, but my passion is actually helping real people like yourself. So consider booking a reading. If you'd like to see a specific celebrity reading, you can attach your request to a donation. But the best support is free. So hit that like button and subscribe so that I can continue sharing these celebrity and horoscope readings with you. Okay, now let's get started with the readings. On lives, I try to just do brief readings, not deep dives, since I do so many different readings at once. I'll give background before each reading while I shuffle for me to connect with the energy of each person and also to give you context. Remember, these readings are for entertainment purposes only. No facts, no truth, just tarot. Okay, let's see. What are we getting started with tonight? Thank you, Ceci. Always so much love for the nails. You guys have great attention to detail. Got some metallic geographic nails still going strong from last weekend or from my last stream. Oh, Sweet Butter Baby said Taylor Swift was at the game too. Will she win the Best Song Oscar next year? Ooh. Lots of interest for the Oscars. I will definitely add that to the list when I do the Oscars readings. But I didn't know she was in a project. Oh, for Best Song. I see. Interesting. We will see. I didn't know she had a project that was going to be considered for the Oscars this early. But I would love to take a look at that. Okay, so for tonight, let's see. Maybe we should get started with congratulating the New York Knicks and their passionate fan base in the big, great city of New York. Last weekend, the Knicks won the NBA Finals championship for the first time in over 50 years, ending the Spurs' final run in 5 games, just as I predicted, Knicks in 5. The New York Knicks players, their fans, and their city have been celebrating non-stop, culminating in a ticker tape parade surrounded by thousands, if not millions, of New Yorkers celebrating this amazing victory this past Thursday. I did get a request from several of the viewers on my prediction reading, including one from King Conscious, shout out to you, that was saying that they have a history in New York City going back 100 years. And as the finals grew closer, they couldn't believe that it unfolded the way it did. And let's see if I could read this exactly. And around that time is when they saw my reading. So it was nice for them to come back and celebrate the correct prediction and the victory of their team in New York. So King Conscious would like to do some sort of a celebration reading. And I consulted with my sports informants to see if I should do a reading on maybe another New York sports team, to see if anybody else will be winning, since New York has 2 baseball teams, the Yankees and the Mets, 2 football teams, the Giants and the Jets, 2 hockey teams, the Rangers and the Islanders, and along with the Knicks, they now have a second basketball team, that's the Brooklyn Nets. But I was told that none of the teams have a strong chance of winning anything as they currently are. So I will instead do a reading to see if the Knicks team will be able to repeat winning the championship in the coming years, or is this maybe a one and done, like a one-time special victory, similar to the OKC Thunder team that won the championship last year. So, of course, closer to the next year's NBA Finals, I will do another reading, but it'll be fun to see what the cards have to say this far in advance on if the Knicks will win again, perhaps next year or the year after, because the hope is that since this is such a championship team, that they'll be able to keep the team as is and continue to destroy these teams, because there were so many sweeps. The match against the Spurs, that could have been a sweep as well. It seems like there was some heavy-handed influence from the, I forget what you call them, the referees, and the league wanted to really extend that series, but it seems like it could have actually been a 4-game series if not for that unfairness in the calls. So seeing how dominant the New York Knicks was in the basketball season this year, many fans believe that they should be able to repeat next year. So let's see what the cards have to say about that spirit. Will the New York Knicks win another championship next year, or within the next, I'd say, 2 years? Because if it takes longer than that, I assume that they would break up the team. So let's see what the cards have to say. Will the New York Knicks win another NBA championship in the next 2 years, Spirit? Okay. Let's see. Oh, it's looking like a big no. I wonder if I should keep these. Usually when I see this many cards at once, I throw them back, but it's seeming like this actually applies. So let's start with the 3 of Wands in reverse. This indicates some sort of delays or obstructions to growth. So perhaps, hold on, let me get my notes out of the way. Perhaps since the New York Knicks team currently, I don't know where their cap stands, most likely they're already at capacity. Maybe there is an additional piece that they would need that they won't be able to add because of the lack of cap. So there's something about not adding a new piece or not growing, as this card literally means growth, expansion, and scaling up. There's something about that that is not going to help the New York Knicks in their future championship pursuits. And there is leadership that may be a bit stubborn or egotistical. The King of Wands can be very opinionated, very unrealistic. They may have unachievable expectations. This could be a fire sign, or this could just be someone that's very passionate, very fiery, and definitely someone who is in charge, since this is the King of Wands. So someone in leadership may actually be counterproductive to whatever the Knicks is trying to accomplish, and that may be a hurdle that they have to overcome. So it seems like so far the cards are communicating something about reorganization issues. I don't know if it's reorganization with the executive staff, as this would suggest, or reorganization with the team. Like maybe they need to add different pieces. It didn't seem like there were any major season-ending injuries this year for the Knicks. So I wonder what that may be. I guess we'll see. Time will tell as the next season unfolds. Then we have the Knight of Wands in reverse. Or actually, I think the Emperor came, yeah. The Emperor in reverse, indicating that there is something negative about businesses or business leadership. So we're once again getting this idea of whoever is in charge making bad decisions for the business. This can also indicate a lack of structure, a lack of discipline, a lack of routine, or someone that is too controlling. Since this is the Emperor, they rule their empire. They are the leader of their empire, as a CEO or owner would be. I believe the owner of the New York Knicks is James Dolan. So this could be saying that he may make some decisions, since he is the one that's in control. Something about him either being too controlling, maybe micromanaging, or not making the right decisions that will actually be poor business decisions for the New York Knicks. It will affect their ability to win in the future somehow, unfortunately. Then we have the Knight of Wands in reverse. This is about someone that has a very chaotic energy. They're scattered. They are frustrated and angry. It's a level of energy and impulse that has gone in the wrong direction, and that's why it's causing frustration. But usually there's some sort of immaturity and rage, maybe someone again proceeding with their ego instead of making well thought out decisions and being neutral, diplomatic, patient. This is more about rushing and doing things with brute force and haste. This is about a level of speed that allows for mistakes to happen in one's decision making. So we're seeing a lot of cards in the first row to indicate some issues with the executive branch of the team or the leadership. That would be the captain, James, what's his name? Come on now. The captain, Jalen Brunson, but I doubt it, because so far Jalen has made so many sacrifices for the team, as we have heard repeated in a lot of the celebratory speeches that came out of the parade from the mayor and all the other people that have shared their takes or their analysis of why this Knicks team works so well. They have constantly repeated that Jalen Brunson sacrificed some of his potential salary in order to allow enough cap space for other good team members to join him, because it is a team sport. And we did see exactly that play out in this New York Knicks finals run. A lot of the different team members stepped up, and then Jalen Brunson came and dropped 45 in the last game to put a nail in the coffin against the Spurs. Woohoo! What a series, especially game 4. Whoa, most incredible thing I've ever seen in my life. In terms of basketball, of course. Now, let's see what the remaining cards have to say about this. Uh-oh, something about the money. Yikes. 10 of Pentacles in reverse. So when this is about an individual and their family, this could indicate something about long-term financial problems like bankruptcy, debt, some disputes over assets like a home or whatever someone leaves for the survivors of a family. But in the case of a business, when we see all these pentacles, this is about major financial loss that one would expect to see after making poor business decisions. So those business decisions will cost the Knicks organization, unfortunately, based on this 10 of Pentacles. It may be something, again, about the cap when we see this 10 of Pentacles and this idea of the leadership or the owners taking decisions hastily, fast, and not well thought out, and with ego, instead of with a sense of calm resolve and what's best for the organization overall. So there will be some financial challenges for the Knicks, unfortunately. And there is disappointment and dissatisfaction. Oh no. Disappointment and dissatisfaction. Hold on, let me just check my chat, make sure I'm still visible. Disappointment and dissatisfaction, a need to rethink one's plans. This is about contemplation and reflection because something is no longer good enough, and the person that is in the position to make a decision is trying to decide if they want to continue with the Knicks. Oh no, I wonder if it's someone on the team that may have a contract renegotiation coming up or something. Either someone in the executive branch or one of the team members may be on the fence on if they will take a deal. Maybe someone wants to cash in even though they already have what seems to be a championship team set up. I'm sure that has more value than money at this time, but maybe someone on the team feels like, well, I got the ring already. I don't know if I need to stick around for more of that. I want to go get paid, and if I need to go to another team to get paid, I might have to consider that. So this Four of Cups could indicate that there is some hesitation, negotiation, and contemplation that will be a part of the moving pieces that will unfortunately affect and hinder the Knicks' championship potential in the future. Wow, so many kings. Now we have the King of Swords in reverse, once again reinforcing this idea of someone in leadership making bad decisions. And this is also indicating something about manipulation. So someone that is manipulative, egotistical, impulsive, and fiery is going to be making poor business decisions for the Knicks organization. If not within the next year, it seems like it'll be in the next 2 years. So this is unfortunately probably going to be the first and last Knicks championship we'll see in this era. But let's see what the final cards have to say. We have the Nine of Cups, someone, not manipulation again. Let me see. Okay, uncertainty, secrets. Trying to have it all. Yeah. I guess I will... Oh, no. Please don't be... Okay, I thought that was a double card. I guess we will end it here. Nine of Cups, indicating someone gets what they wanted, gets what they wished for. And that may play into what we saw here with the Emperor card in reverse, something about someone being controlling. So having it their way, especially since it was followed by this Magician card indicating manipulation. Someone will have it their way and they will be pleased with the outcome of whatever happens with the Knicks in the future, even if it's not the best business decision. And it seems like deals will be made in secret since we have this Moon card upright indicating something about the unknown, fears and illusions around the unknown, and the need for more information to gain clarity, to be able to trust the situation and move forward. So if someone's being manipulative, if someone is trying to take a situation and have their way, then of course there will be other people that will be hesitant and contemplating, and that is probably going to affect the team somehow. I hope this is not the coach, because he seems all in. Mike Brown seems to be such a great fit with the current team of players and the organization, and he's such a great energy. He has he seems to be a great part of the team morale. So I hope it's not the coach that's on the fence. I would imagine they're going to pay whatever they have to pay, but I believe in the NBA, there's something with the salary cap where if you go over, then you have to pay so much more money. So something about that is what may affect the New York Knicks organization in the near future. And that is part of the uncertainty. There's something they don't see coming. Finishing it off here with the... Let's see, I think this was the last one I saw. The Two of Pentacles, trying to juggle two or more things of value, trying to have it all. And this is about a need for organization and prioritization. So it seems like there will be some changes for the Knicks organization in the next couple of years. And it will be a unfortunate situation that they will have to learn from. Not necessarily rebuilding from scratch, since we did see that the New York Knicks team did rebuild over several years, maybe even decades. But someone's going to make some decisions that unfortunately will not work out as well as it could. And they will just have to wait and see, learn from that experience based on how things turn out, and then try to keep things afloat. So we will, of course, do a reading with fresh energy when we are closer to the next playoff season for the NBA. In the meantime, I hope this is not true. Everyone is so excited. Even people that are not from New York City are so excited for the Knicks win. It is such a inspiring win because the resilience of the team is very reflective of the resilience and perseverance that most have come to know of New Yorkers. And that is an energy that has been infectious across the United States and for all of the lovers and fans of the sport that followed along with that series. So we would hope that that team that just brought so much joy, motivation, and uplifted so many spectators would be able to continue to at least get close to that sort of victory and championship again. You know, keep the momentum going, keep the winning going. But time will tell. We will see. All right, so let's switch gears here to another reading that I have here on the list. Let me see what's going on in the chat. Oh, Sweet Butter Baby said it's for the Toy Story movie. Okay, so that's what you mean, the Taylor Swift song? Interesting. Will she win the Best Song Oscar? So I guess the song is a song she did in Toy Story. Got it. Wow. Very interesting. Now I want to hear the song. Now I want to see the Toy Story movie, even though it's, of course, not, I'm not the target age group for that, but I imagine that it is still something that all generations and age ranges can enjoy. I love animation, so 3D animation. Maybe I'll go check that out to see how Taylor is sounding. Okay, so let's switch to a reading on Jordyn Woods and Kylie Jenner, since we are, let me just catch up with my notes here. Okay, hello, Juvia, welcome. Yes, transitioning over to another reading now. Okay, got everything visible again. All right, so since we just finished a reading on the future of the New York Knicks, let's transition into a reading on Jordyn Woods, who's considered the first lady of the New York Knicks since she's about to marry the Knicks star player Karl Anthony Towns. And Kylie Jenner, which is part of the Kardashian family, best known for their reality TV show. They were once friends, and Jordyn Woods and Kylie Jenner were very visible in this latest finals run where the Knicks were able to go all the way and win the championship, win the trophy, make history with their series against the Spurs. And let me just catch up my notes here. Yes. So Jordyn is about to marry Knicks star player Karl Anthony Towns, who I previously did a reading on their relationship. If I remember correctly, the lover's card was the first to come out. So it seems to be a real long-lasting love. And fans are very excited about their relationship and loving all of Jordyn's WAG content, including a lucky orange bag from her own accessories line, which is now sold out after the popularity she gained from her wearing it to all the winning games of the incredible Knicks championship run. So in both love and business, Jordyn seems to be all around winning in life. A win that fans who have followed Jordyn from way back in the day when she was first introduced to the public as a friend of Kylie Jenner's on their infamous Kardashian family reality show have been celebrating Jordyn while also side-eyeing the conspicuous reconnection with Kylie, because a few years back, Kylie and Jordyn fell out because there was an issue where Kylie's older sister Chloe was dating another basketball player named Tristan Thompson, who she had a child with, or I guess two. The second one was born by surrogate. the first child she had, and there was a big cheating scandal. And even after the cheating scandal, Khloe took Tristan back, but then there was some party that Jordyn was at, and somehow it got out that Tristan kissed her, but Khloe was only mad at Jordyn. And there was a scene in the reality show where they were going so hard against Jordyn, and Khloe at some point reconciled with Tristan, and he continued to do her dirty and cheat and be bold and brazen and careless, but she only had smoke and eye for Jordyn. So then Jordyn went on a table talk, a red table talk, and somehow that shed a different light on the situation, and people started to feel that Khloe and her family were actually bullying Jordyn, and that Jordyn was unfairly being a punching bag or a scapegoat, and they felt that there may have been some racial connotations behind why they made those decisions. So because of that, many of the fans of Jordyn have been eager to see her come out on top. And now that she's having this great moment next to her Knicks all-star player, where she's about to get married to him, and they just won the championship, and she's been very visible and her business is doing great, everyone is saying that now Jordyn seemingly has everything that Khloe wanted. So with that full circle backstory, see Jordyn and Kylie rekindling, many of the fans are displeased, side-eyeing, very hesitant, and what's the word there with the R? My vocabulary escapes me, darling. I think the word is reluctant. There we go. Many fans are reluctant to see Jordyn Woods and Kylie Jenner reconnect because they feel that Kylie Jenner is just trying to ride Jordyn's wave. Since she's got the juice right now, she's got the spotlight, and they don't want their fear, having a parasocial relationship, as most fans do these days. They don't want Jordyn to give Kylie another chance to drag her again, or for the family to have access to any of the good light that's being shed on Jordyn's life after she worked so hard to rebuild after all these years. And they don't want Kylie to benefit from any of that good spotlight, since we do know the Kardashian Jenner family loves fame, they love attention, they love a spotlight. So in addition to that, Kylie Jenner, who is currently dating Timothée Chalamet, a actor who I believe was raised in New York at some point. I don't know if he was born here as well. They say that he also is part French, so it sounds like he was back and forth between France and New York, or maybe even at some point California, Hollywood, since he's an actor. But Timothée is a big Knicks fan. Obviously, Jordyn Woods being connected to Kat is very appealing. So I personally feel like maybe Kylie reconnecting with Jordyn so enthusiastically is partially because that is an incentive or appeal for her boyfriend, Timothée Chalamet, who is all of a sudden so crazy enthusiastic about the Knicks. Of course, Kylie getting close to Jordyn means that Timothée gets to be closer to Kat, Karl Anthony Towns. So it seems like it's an additional perk of keeping that relationship going, especially during a time that they coincidentally won. So they got to enjoy some of that spotlight. And many of the fans of Jordyn now do not want to see Kylie make an appearance at the upcoming wedding, since I stated at the beginning that Jordyn Woods is engaged to Karl Anthony Towns, and they are soon to be wed. So with all that background, let's see what the cards have to say. Wait a second. Actually, no, I had prepared some visuals here. Let me pull it up because it's kind of worth seeing it so we can see. So here's one of the many videos that have circulated of Kylie jumping over to Jordyn with all this energy, all this enthusiasm. That's Timothée there. And here's another one where, again, Kylie running over to Jordyn. So as I was saying, it seems like there's an additional incentive or desire to get close to Jordyn in order to get close to that star player, Karl Anthony Towns, on the New York Knicks. So many of the fans of Jordyn are feeling that there may not be sincerity in Kylie's reconnection, or they're just wary. And so they do not want this friendship between Jordyn and Kylie to regain momentum. So with all that background, I will take a look and see what do the cards have to say about the energy between Jordyn Woods and Kylie Jenner. And afterwards, I'll do a follow-up reading that was requested on Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet. So let's see what the cards have to say, Spirit. What is the energy between Jordyn Woods and Kylie Jenner? Will Kylie be at the wedding? Is this a sincere reconnection, this long-lasting friendship, or is Jordyn just being polite because this girl is jumping over to her? What else can she do? Let's see what the cards have to say. Oh, what's that? Oh, ooh, Nine of Swords. So it's too many cards, but I'm still gonna at least show what they are in case any of these pop back out. Way too many though, but the Nine of Swords in reverse is interesting. That indicates that after a period of worry, anxiety, stress, trauma, someone has already healed. So it's important to not undo that work. Jordyn, if that's you, now go back to the person that is a part of the family that tried to throw dirt on your name. So let's see. I felt the need to shuffle them because I want to make sure the energy is fresh after that big pile flew out. One more time. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Checking my chats, making sure I'm still visible. Hi, Sarah. Thank you for following. We're about to get started on a reading on Jordyn Woods and Kylie Jenner. I'm just checking to make sure that I'm still visible on all platforms. Okay, here we go. And let me pull up their birthdays and zodiac signs. Spirit, what is the energy between Jordyn Elizabeth Woods and Kylie Jenner? Jordyn is 28. She's a Libra. Kylie is 28. She is a Leo. So let's see what the cards have to say about their reconnection, their rekindling the friendship, Spirit. Is this a sincere, long-lasting friendship? Or is this about trying to use Jordyn to get some of her benefits, perks, some of her juice, some of her spotlight? Is this Jordyn Woods just being polite to her former friend Kylie? Let's see what the cards have to say. Spirit, what is the energy between Jordyn Woods and Kylie Jenner? Let's get a few cards out for what is the true energy and potential of this friendship between Jordyn Woods and Kylie Jenner. Yikes. So first thing that pops out is the Lover's card in reverse. It is not meant to be. They are not meant to be. Hold on, let me get my notes out of the way. They are not meant to be long-term friends. There is disharmony in that relationship. They're not meant to be friends long-term. And if they do get closer, they do connect in each other's lives in the same capacity that they were once, such as being best friends and I guess spending more time together, it would not work out for them. So I'm sure they will just keep a healthy distance, like a cute friendship relationship on the surface, but not like a real deep friendship where you're invited to the wedding and you're keeping abreast of, you know, all the bridal shower details and all those things. So this card is letting us know that it is just surface. And I would imagine this is Jordyn that is aware that Kylie's friendship or reconnecting with her too close is not in her best interest anymore. Then we have the Nine of Cups in reverse, indicating that someone got what they wished for, but now it's not working out. It's not quite what they thought it would be. So this could indicate that after having already experienced a friendship with this person, I'm imagining this is the energy from Jordyn to Kylie. She knows that that's not what she would want more of. She is not, it's not all that it was cracked up to be. So it seems like this is indicating that there is an awareness and understanding by one or both parties in that friendship between Jordyn Woods and Kylie Jenner that things are not the same, things are not what they could or should be. So that's not a friendship that I'm interested in investing in deeper than just a surface friendship, because otherwise that would be to my detriment. I would lose more than I would gain in that friendship is what it's giving. So that's probably how Jordyn feels. Yeah, look at that, a lack of passion. Jordyn is not into Kylie the way Kylie's into her. You saw the videos I just showed you, the clips of Kylie jumping over to Jordyn, you know, with all this enthusiasm. We never see enthusiasm from those Kardashian girls, all that energy, all that body language. Maybe I don't follow them enough, but I don't ever remember seeing Kylie get jazzed about anything. So that kind of like jump for joy, super excited. It does seem to be like she's putting on this extra layer to make them look like they're cooler than they really are. And I guess Jordyn is just meeting her there because she wants to, as I said before. Okay, looks like we're good. My nose is itching every time. Every time I've been doing readings lately, the itchy nose seems to indicate something about like the spirit is working through me, and it's like maybe they're trying to stop me from saying whatever I see in the cards, but they're not stopping nobody over here. As I was saying, it seems like this lack of passion is about Jordyn knowing that that is not a friendship or a person that she's interested in revisiting a building relationship with, a friendship with. She's not interested. I'm not excited. So Jordyn is not as excited for that reconnection as Kylie is. This could also indicate rejection. So Jordyn sort of rejects Kylie in terms of ever going back to what they were. So I guess for the fans that did not want that reconnection to be more than what we saw, I guess the cards are indicating that you will get what you wished for, but someone else will not. So this may be Kylie that will not get what she wished for because Jordyn's just not into her in that way anymore. Doesn't see how she would benefit from having Kylie in her life as a friend. Oh, look at this. Queen of Wands. So it seems like Jordyn Woods knows. She's got the juice right now. She's got the sauce. She's popping. The Queen of Wands is someone that is very attractive. They're confident. They're charming. They're focused, determined, independent. They've got it going on. This is the person that everybody wants to know when they step into a room. And so this could be indicating that Jordyn is aware that she is very appealing at this time, not only to Kylie, but to anyone that wants to get close to the limelight that someone who is in Jordyn's position as a WAG, as a wife and girlfriend of a top athlete in the top sports team of that league, anybody will be attracted to that. So this could be indicating that Jordyn is aware that she needs to be very careful with who she allows around her. She's not going to allow anyone to gain proximity to her poppingness, her light at this time. Since she's radiant, since she's fiery, since she is attractive, she's not going to just let anybody ride her coattails into fame and access the way most would assume. Okay, King of Pentacles in reverse, indicating that there may be someone that is greedy, materialistic, someone that is used to calling the shots, making the decisions in terms of business decisions or making decisions with their finances. So these are perhaps negative decisions with finances. But since we're seeing a male figure, I wonder if this is saying something about like maybe this is a reach, and this is, of course, for entertainment only, no facts, no truth, just tarot. But perhaps, maybe, let's think, What if this is saying something about how Timothée, Kylie Jenner's current boyfriend, may be thinking that if we get closer to them, then we don't have to pay for the Knicks tickets or something? Because I heard that there are certain guests that the Madison Square Garden owners invite, and they're able to attend those games front row without paying those front row prices, which I heard are very expensive, high hundreds of thousands of dollars, depending on how many seats you're getting, or at least many tens of thousands. But Kylie and not Kendall, Kylie and Timothée often sit front row, and I imagine that can get expensive after a while. But it seems like that's one of the perks that Kylie and Timothée may be thinking in the back of their head they would love to take advantage of if they were to get closer to Jordyn. But it's not happening because this card is in reverse. So I guess if the end goal was to be buddy with Kat, with a Nick, then this card is saying whatever money you invested in trying to be putting yourselves in their face, let me use their names, whatever money Kylie and Timothée invested in making sure they're always front row and putting themselves in Jordyn and Kat's face, it seems like this card is saying, well, it's not going to work out the way you want to. You're not going to get everything you wished for. You're just going to get polite and kind because Jordyn is not that passionate about a reconnection with Kylie because she doesn't see the benefits, and she knows that she is more radiant and attractive at this time than she would be if she had Kylie back in her life. Queen of Swords, a Libra card, and Jordyn Woods is a Libra. So Jordyn Woods is being very smart and discerning at this time. The Queen of Swords has clear boundaries. She is a direct communicator. She's no nonsense. She's not having it. So this is clear that Jordyn Woods is putting up a clear boundary, as we just said, or I don't want to say a firm wall because she's obviously polite enough to jump around with her. But it seems like whoever is worried that Jordyn is going to let Kylie back into her life and fall for the tricks of, this all of a sudden burst of enthusiasm and energy, this Queen of Swords is confirming that no fears, no worries. Jordyn sees things very clearly, and she is not going to make that same mistake twice. She was friends with her in the past, and it bit her somehow because she was seen as a friend of the Kardashians. Now that she has carved out her own lane and she's lit and she's got her own thing going on, she's not ever going to put herself back in that pocket. She's learned from that, and she sees it coming. So I think we can actually leave it there. Conflicts, hardships. Yeah, these are probably things that she could foresee. Jordyn can see that if she were to get too close with Kylie and that Kardashian world again, it may lead to some sort of conflicts. If not actual conflicts with people, it could be internal conflicts. This could also be some sort of hardship, some challenges to one's ability to earn financially, or, the brand might not be as appealing if Jordyn associates herself with the Kardashians again, because unfortunately the Kardashians do still have a somewhat infamous reputation where there's still a part of society that looks down on them for being reality TV stars. There's still a part of the general population that thinks, reality TV stars are perhaps a bit trashy. Not everyone. The Kardashians definitely have a large fan base and viewership, but there is a pocket of society that feels that Jordyn is perhaps above the way they view a Kardashian or a member from that family. So it's in Jordyn's best interest to keep herself up there by not getting too close with them anymore. I mean, they constantly brag about how they are, when I say they, I mean reports are constantly bragging about how rich the Kardashians are and supposed billionaires, which that's questionable because it seems like that label of being a billionaire gets thrown around very easily in the celebrity world these days, and then you are surprised when you see the supposed billionaires are going through some troubles, as we're seeing right now with Floyd Mayweather, a boxer that was, I think, undefeated, and he was known as Money Mayweather, and he was always throwing around his cash, and now there seems to be rumors, speculation, and low-key things happening that indicate there may be some financial troubles for him. But to end things off here, last two cards are the Hangman in reverse, indicating that someone does not want to lose control, similar to what I was just saying about not wanting to lose the brand appeal, the image, the litness, the attractiveness, and the light that one, or Jordyn in this case, what Jordyn has currently gained. She doesn't want to lose control of that with this Hangman in reverse. And the last card being Injustice. Since we see this Justice card in reverse, this is about negative karma. So Jordyn does not want to experience any of the negative karma that she foresees may be attached to, if not specifically Kylie, then the Kardashians in general. So have no fears for the fans of Jordyn Woods and Kat. It looks like your girl Jordyn is not going to fall for it. She will not re-engage with Kylie beyond a superficial, polite, casual, friendly relationship. And I guess that means she won't be at the wedding. I didn't see the 4 of Wands anymore. So there goes your answer for those of you that requested that. Now let's transition into a related reading. Requested by Kara Caboni, who wanted an updated reading on Kylie and Timothee's relationship. Kara said that I did a reading on them a few months ago, and some of those things were right. So Kara would like to see if the dynamic has changed or whether things are still as I saw them. Okay. I think enough time has passed for us to get an update on what is the current energy, because Kylie and Timothee seem to still be going strong, at least through the playoff season with the NBA Knicks. They were very consistent in being front row. Oh, wow. Ace of Cups, but in reverse. This is about a lack of love, falling out of love with someone. So we'll keep that in mind. But I'm going to finish shuffling before I take those cards. But yes, as I was saying, they seem to be going strong, Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet. They've stayed together through the award season and through the Met Gala and through the NBA playoffs. So let's see, will they stick together through the summer? Will they stick together through the rest of the year? I believe my previous reading on them, I haven't seen it in a long time, so I don't quite remember what I said, but I believe ultimately it said something about how they may not last long term. And I think the mom, Kris Jenner, allegedly may be very heavy-handed in trying to make sure that Kylie keeps that relationship going to continue to get media coverage and exposure, because that's an important part of their brand and their reality shows, is that they want to make sure that the girls constantly have storylines and public interest for people to watch the show and keep them on that perceived pedestal of being celebrities. So let's see how much have things changed from that, Spirit. Let's get a few cards out to see what is the energy between Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet. Will they stay together? What's to come for them in the next year, Spirit? Let's get a few cards out for the current energy on Timothée Chalamet and Kylie Jenner. How do they really feel about each other? What is to come? Let's see. Too many came out. Taking a quick look. Oh, wow. Here goes that Ace of Cups again. Yeah, way too many. Okay, one more time. I'm actually going to give it one more riffle shuffle. Take a look at the chat, make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. Spirit, what is the current energy between Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet? Will they last? Will they be a couple long term? Will they make it as far as marriage, or will they fizzle out soon? What is the current energy between them? Let's get a few cards out to see what is the energy between Kylie and Timothée. Ooh. So we start off with this Page of Cups in reverse, and this indicates emotional immaturity. This is someone that could be daydreaming, distracted, not really executing on whatever this opportunity is that they love. So it could be due to a lack of naivete or immaturity that someone does not advance with their creative or love goals. It could be a level of insecurity. So there is someone here that is young, immature, and insecure in this love. And so being insecure in a relationship will, of course, cause a lot of problems. Uh-oh, it looks like I may be knocked off on one of my platforms. Let me double check. Live. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, okay, I'm not lagging, I'm not frozen. Come on in. Thanks for joining me. Hi, Sarah. Welcome. I'm just continuing my celebrity live stream readings. I'm in the middle of a reading on Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet. For those of you that wanted to see the reading on Jordyn Woods and Kylie Jenner, you can go to the tube that is for you, and you should be able to rewind. But depending on what platform you're on, I'm just going to pick up on this current reading from where I left off once I just verify that I am good on all platforms, which it looks like I am. Thank you all for riding with me tonight. All right, so let's get back into this reading. So the first card that came out in this updated reading on Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet was the Page of Cups, indicating some sort of insecurity, some lack of advancement in a relationship because there is someone that is emotionally immature, insecure, or daydreaming, indicating they are not realistic in what the relationship could or should be, and they are not. Hold on, let me hydrate. I've been speaking for a while and I started to choke there. They are not realistic in what the relationship could or should be, so they are not taking the correct steps to develop the relationship further. They might be self-sabotaging, they may be naive, they may be inexperienced, and there is something about this person, which we could assume might be Kylie, since this is a feminine. This person is somehow contributing to the relationship negatively with their approach to love, which is followed by the Page of Swords in reverse, also indicating immaturity, but with one's communication style and with their thought process. So this is more of a masculine figure. Both Kylie and Timothée are relatively young. I think I just said they are both 28. Well, Kylie's 28, Timothée Chalamet is 29. And as a reminder, Kylie is a Leo and Timothée is a Capricorn. Oh, I think he's a Christmas baby. Let me see. Oh no, that's another note. Yes. Timothée is a Capricorn, and this Page of Swords indicates that there is someone in that relationship that is either deceptive, so they may be manipulative, they may not be saying how they truly feel, they may just be saying whatever they think the other person wants to hear to try to stay in the relationship. Or this may be someone that's argumentative, defensive. This could be someone that does not communicate properly, so that could be part of the emotional immaturity. There are some people that will, instead of talking through things with their partner, they will kind of just shut them out, ignore them. What do you call that when you are, give the silent treatment. So there's someone that is immature with their communication and someone that's immature with their emotions. So there is a lot of insecurity and perhaps a little bit of deception between those two people in the relationship. There is also this idea of maybe speaking too much, since the Page of Swords is a messenger. So this is about someone not wanting a message or an idea to get out there. you want to keep things secret, or you're going about communicating something the wrong way. So if I were to look at an alternative meaning of this card, could be something about maybe Timothy doesn't like the publicity that he gets with Kylie, or something about the PR is negative with this Page of Swords in reverse. Six of Swords in reverse. Wow, lots of reversals to start this reading. So now we're seeing that someone is having a hard time moving on from something toxic, something that has been mentally stressful and straining for them. This could possibly even be traumas. Since we're seeing the Six of Swords in reverse, it means that someone is not leaving a toxic environment and going on to a calmer, more peaceful situation. So since it comes after this Page of Swords, where I mentioned one of the interpretations could be something about someone that's argumentative, someone that is immature with their communication style, maybe doing silent treatment, or just not fully expressing themselves in a way for the partner to feel secure. Just a hypothetical, imagine if, let's say, Timothy, he likes to fly around to go to the Knicks games, but other than that, you don't really know where he's at, what he's doing. Maybe it's a matter of making sure you communicate with your partner, Kylie, and let her know, hey, I'm going to be here or there. And then instead of letting her worry about like, where is he, is he perhaps sneaking around with someone else? We don't see that in the cards yet, but I'm just saying that may be part of the toxicity that we're seeing in the poor communication, someone being defensive while at the same time not communicating transparently. They're defensive and deceptive, which does not make for a healthy and secure relationship. So there's an element of toxicity there that someone or both parties in this relationship are keeping themselves in, but the Six of Swords indicates that they are supposed to move on from that. They are supposed to get themselves out of it and move on to something or someone that is calmer and more peaceful. Yikes. Okay. Yeah, look at that. Seven of Wands, fighting off attacks. This is about someone that is trying to stand their ground. Whatever heights, whatever success, whatever progress they have accomplished, they want to protect that. They want to, in this case, Kylie Jenner and or Timothée Chalamet, they want to persevere and preserve this relationship as best they can, despite whatever challenges, whatever battles, whatever arguments, whatever problems they may face. There is someone in the relationship that is fighting to stay together. And this is a masculine, so maybe it's actually Timothy, surprisingly. Timothy may be trying to keep them together. I would have thought that it's Kylie, but it seems like both sides may have some flaws that they both need to work on that push each other away, but they're trying to still persevere and keep the relationship afloat. But it just seems like is out of balance with this Justice card in reverse, because the scales of justice, I don't know if you guys can see the scales. The scales of justice in reverse are not balanced. This idea of perhaps one person in that relationship between Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet giving more than the other. There could be one that is more mature than the other. There could be an imbalance in where they see the relationship going. Maybe one of them wants to get more serious, whereas one of them wants to keep it casual. So this imbalance in the relationship is not the best to continue to build with someone that is not complementary to you, I guess, and that is contributing to a toxic atmosphere or relationship. And this idea of injustice, this is a repeat card that we saw in the previous reading that I just did on Jordyn Woods and Kylie Jenner, where this idea of negative karma is now being repeated here. So it feels like this is saying something about the negative karma that the Kardashian Jenner family might have, allegedly. No facts, no truth, just for entertainment. This is just tarot. But there might be some negative karma for the love lives of the Kardashian girls. This is specifically a reading about Kylie, but I recall seeing this same idea pop up in some of the other readings that I did for the Kardashians in the past, that they will have a lot of trouble with love. So that might be a lifelong experience for the Kardashians or for Kylie in this instance. But, oh, sorry, let me just say that again. That might be, I'm getting affected. So whenever I start feeling like all of this heat and all of these energies, it's as if the spirits might be trying to block me from continuing the reading, but I, of course, just refresh myself and I persevere. So let me just get some hydration going here. As I was saying, this idea of injustice, it seems to be a lifelong challenge for all of the Kardashian Jenner girls. But in this relationship specifically between Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet, it seems to also at play in terms of them not being destined for each other. This is not a fated connection. They're not meant to end up together long term based off of this injustice card. Or someone might be getting negative karma through this relationship. Yikes, the Tower card in reverse. So this is about something that someone has built over time, in this case, a relationship that someone was trying to maintain, and someone, in this case, Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet, one or both parties, valued this relationship because of all that they invested in it. They don't want it to crumble. They're trying to avoid a disaster. They do not want all that they invested, all that they've built to crumble and go to waste and to be destroyed. So this is about avoiding disaster, but it's usually a necessary reconstruction, meaning things are not healthy, things are toxic, things need to be rebuilt. And one or both people in this relationship are avoiding that. So this is the second time we're seeing that same idea in this reading, since we saw it earlier with the Six of Swords. It's a resistance to moving on or moving away from a toxic or destructive situation or relationship. Intuition, meaning there is most likely some secret, some unknown information that someone in this relationship knows. So I usually feel like this is feminine intuition, but of course we all have feminine and masculine energy. Maybe there's something that Kylie knows. She knows that Timothée is not the guy for her long term, and she's putting that aside. She's going against her intuition to try to keep this relationship together. But I guess this high priestess is trying to indicate that someone in this relationship already knows that it's a matter of time. And since this is a feminine figure, it feels like that's Kylie. She knows that she's holding on to something that is fleeting, something that will dissolve despite her efforts. And it'll actually be better for her to, as they say, rip the Band-Aid off and get on the other side of that pain. So you could just start the healing and not have to deal with that uncertainty and insecurity anymore. Yeah, but there is determination. Someone wants to power forward in this relationship despite the indicators that they're not supposed to be together, that it is a toxic relationship. There is someone that is stubborn and looking to proceed. So could this be that Kylie wants to see if she could take this as far as a marriage? Because when I see determination in a relationship reading, this is like someone that's pushing things forward, pushing for progress, pushing to keep this relationship that you've built up and invested in to be worthwhile. And in the public eye, a worthwhile relationship would mean that you are now committed and have a marriage instead of just being a girlfriend. So maybe this idea of still continuing the relationship despite the signs of negativity is where they're at right now as a couple. Ooh, oh no. Wow. Yeah. Oh no. Look at that. Sheesh. Oh no. Oh no. I was gonna end the reading, but there's so many signs. Oh no. Wow. Damn. No way. Oh no. Man, oh no. Okay. I gotta stop. There's just so many cards here that are relevant. Let me see, because that came out on that pile. Wow. Okay. So to finish off this reading, we have the World card in reverse, indicating things will not end well. Things are not going to get to a level of feeling accomplished, feeling complete. This mismatched in this imbalance or being mismatched in the relationship is going to ultimately come to an end. We saw many cards that I'm about to show you that indicate painful endings. So this 10 of Swords in reverse indicates that someone is resisting a painful ending, which is similar to what we're seeing in this Tower card. Someone's keeping themselves in this relationship even though they know it's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to end up in a marriage or a long-term union, as one would hope. We would think that that might be Kylie. And all that was invested into it based off of the Seven of Pentacles is going to go to waste. So all of the effort, all of the time, all of the patience, all of the resources that were invested into this relationship, they were either not reciprocated, which we saw some of that in this imbalance card earlier with the Justice card, but also they will go to waste, or someone will feel like they went to waste, and then there will be a death or a ending to this relationship. So this seems to indicate a breakup, an end to this. Sorry, just to be frank, it's a struggling relationship. Like, it seems like the things that were keeping them together were distractions. So going to the Knicks game, going to the award shows, those are things where they don't really have to deal with each other too much. They're events where you have many people to engage with. There's a lot of stimulation. Let's take the photo ops. Let's, you're more interested in the outfit and all the other, fun elements of going out to these high profile outings. Whereas when you are now behind the scenes, there's no cameras, there's no flashing lights, there's no audience, there's no stage or a court with events and people saying speeches or whatever it is that can occupy your time. Now you actually have to face each other, deal with each other, and realize if you truly like each other or not. And there's something in this relationship that is not meant to be. I thought at some point I saw the Lovers card in reverse. I may be confusing it with the previous reading on Kylie Jenner and Jordyn Woods, but this Justice card is similar in that meaning of not being balanced, not being fit. There's a misalignment. You're not meant for each other. And we started the reading showing there were some cons or character flaws that one or both people in that relationship possess that are contributing to the behaviors or the choices that one or both of them are making to turn each other off or push each other away, especially something to do with communication, with PR, press, with the media image, and with insecurity. So despite the effort to keep that relationship strong, to stay together, and the determination to try to get it as far as possible, this relationship will come to an end, a painful ending at that. And someone, most likely Kylie, will end up feeling like she wasted a lot of her time and effort. And she may hopefully come to realize that she will be better off without the stress or the strain, the mental fatigue of trying to keep a relationship working if it's not meant to be. And that's exactly what this 9 of Wands card says in reverse, which is you are the wounded warrior. Kylie may be the wounded warrior that withstood a lot of battles and attacks, as we saw in the 7 of Wands, to try to keep this relationship together. But since it's in reverse, this indicates that it is time to rest. It is time to give the battles a break. regather yourself, recompose yourself in order to make it to the end of whatever you're supposed to arrive at. So this seems like personal development for Kylie. Like she wants to step into a different stage in her life where she is seen as a wife, not just a baby mom's, or this is just speculation. Whatever her goals may be, and she feels that this relationship may be a part of her accomplishing that. This World card in reverse indicating unfinished business, and this Nine of Wands card in reverse indicating that you have to take a break in order to reach your end goal, are saying that this breakup is going to be a necessary part of Kylie's character development in order for her to find her end goal with someone else. Or maybe it's not with someone else, maybe it's just strengthening her love for herself. Whatever it may be, it seems like she's going to have to end this relationship to learn from it and grow from it, to then fortify herself for the next set of battles and challenges in her life and get to that end goal, at that end stage. But this breakup is going to be hard on her. This Nine of Swords, that's Kylie crying with a lot of anxiety. There's shame. This is worry. This is insomnia. This is a lot of mental distress when we see the Nine of Swords. And it's a matter of making changes in order for one to see progress again. So poor thing, this is going to be hard on her, which is reinforced by this Five of Pentacles card, indicating hardships and struggles, usually financially, but also with one's health. So reinforcing this idea of mental health being challenged or stressed after a breakup, especially such a public breakup. And stepping into solitude, being single, and perhaps maybe taking some time away from the spotlight with this Hermit card to heal in peace and privacy. Because on the other side of it, this might be Timothée, who's a bit cold to the whole situation. This is someone who is emotionally withdrawn. They're not very warm. They are perhaps maybe even manipulative. But usually this is someone who is either emotionally unstable to where you have to walk on eggshells around them, which that does not seem to be the energy this card is giving. It more so seems like indifference, like someone trying to play it cool, like they're not even bothered by the breakup, like they're just on to the next. So that might be Timothy's disposition after the breakup, whereas unfortunately Kylie, it seems like that's going to hit her harder. She is going to be, I'm sorry to say it, but I'm hearing the word devastated that something that she really thought would go further, something that she fought for, is not going to make it, and she will find herself single again. Oh, I'm sorry to see that. Poor Kylie. I hope it's not true. Maybe they'll surprise us. They've been together for this long, so at least there is attraction there. But if their attraction is based off of benefits, like, okay, this is a good look for when I need press and spotlight when I'm doing my award season, or this is a good connect for me to get in with one of the top players in my favorite basketball team, the New York Knicks, since Kylie is surface friends, it seems, with Jordyn Woods, who is the fiance of Karl Anthony Towns on the Knicks. So I hope that's not the case. I hope they pleasantly surprise us if they're meant to be. I mean, if they're not meant to be, then I guess it's better to cut your losses sooner so that there's less pain, there's less investment, there's less one side investing more or over giving more than the other, and that way you don't feel that you've lost so much. But it seems like it's already happened. It's already happened, and yeah, it's given toxicity. I'm so sorry to see that. Hope I am wrong. Time will tell. We will, of course, pull fresh cards if ever there is an update in the Kylie Jenner, Chalamet Timothée Chalamet relationship. And it seems like, allegedly, the mom, Kris Jenner, is just worried about how does this affect the family business, the coins. I'm kidding. This was just the last card that was there. So, just showing it. All right, so let's switch into the next reading. First, let me just double check that I'm still visible. Oh, my ear is itching now. Ear and nose itching. Spirits are here. Spirits are with me. Okay, so what's next? Ooh, this is a fun one. Hi, Kara. Wow, you got to see it live. This is great. Let me see what your comment is. You said, thank you for the reading on Kylie and Timothée. It's in the same direction as the last reading. You said one of them would be disappointed with the outcome of the relationship in the last reading. Yeah, it seems very one-sided, especially with the Seven of Pentacles and the Justice card, the imbalance. It seems like it's Kylie trying to take it to the end in terms of make this as far as marriage, but the cards indicate it's not going to happen. I'm so sorry. And not only that it's not going to happen because breakups happen, but that it's really going to hurt her. She's going to be very sad, very disappointed, just as you reminded me I said in the last one. So thank you for that reminder, Kara Caboni. I appreciate that you are a viewer. I love having my audience live in the streams with me and giving the feedback. So you're very welcome and love having you in the chat. So now I'm going to switch into a reading on Drake and Stunna Sandy. Ow! I love that name. That's a fun name. Giving this a shuffle before I pull up the visuals. Let's see where we at. Yeah, okay. Making sure my chats are visible. Hello, classy Capricorn. Welcome. Make sure that you follow for when I do the zodiac readings. I'm going to probably be doing one later this week. So that's going to be all 12 zodiac signs, including Capricorn. Right now, I'm about to switch into a reading on Drake and Stunna Sandy. So let's switch into the visuals and I'll pull up my notes. So there is a question here that someone wants me to look into the energy between Drake and Stunna Sandy. Are they dating or are they hooking up low-key? So Sandy is an up-and-coming New York City female drill music rapper that most people came to learn of her from a video of her in Knicks gear rapping on a mic outside of the Madison Square Garden, which went viral last year. We've recently seen her featured in a lot of Drake's Iceman music videos, and recently they were seen together in Drake's favorite Caribbean vacation destination, Turks and Caicos, shooting more videos for his recently released trilogy of albums. In the vids that circulated, is it here? Yeah. In the vids that circulated on the socials, we see very comfortable body language between them, with Drizzy holding her sandals and giving her a little love tap on her stomach, like, let's go, baby. So we'll pull a few cards for fun to see if there's a little more than business happening here, because Drake seems to be a boob guy. There were big boobs featured in his album visuals and videos, and Stunna Sandy's got the melons. I think there were some pictures that were circulating of her. This is her in Turks recently with Drizzy. Definitely has the boobianas that he seems to be fond of based off of his visuals. And also, this is a very expensive fancy bag for my fashion girls. You know, these don't come cheap. So with all of these fabulous, luxurious things in her life, flying out to Turks, dripped out in Birkins and all these fancy fashions, many want to know if Drake is financing this fabulous lifestyle for his perhaps new boo thing. She is also Egyptian American. Drake seems to have an affinity for the Arabic blends, so she seems to fit his type perfectly. So we will see what the cards are saying. I'm just double checking to see if there was any other visuals I wanted to show here. This is funny considering that this year the Knicks went all the way, and this is how she came to be known last year. Looking cute in that Knicks jersey, Stunna Sandy. Great energy in that New York Knicks crowd, by the way, outside of the Garden. Look at that. Wow, so lively. So you could imagine it was like 10 times even better than that after the recent win. All right. So I thought I had the pictures ready. Let me just see. Kind of am bummed because I really wanted to show the Birkin up close. It's not show. Oh, there we go. Yeah. As I was saying, Stunna Sandy keeps a mini Birkin in her post. For the fashion ladies, you know these Birkins are pricey. Most up-and-coming musicians wouldn't be able to afford several colors of this. So is Drake sponsoring this fabulous, luxurious lifestyle for his perhaps potential new boo thing side piece? Let's see what the cards have to say. All right, so let's see what the cards have to say on if Drake Aubrey Graham is dating Stunna Sandy, whose full name is Sandy Solomon. Drake is 39. He is a Scorpio from Toronto, Canada. Sandy is 23. She is a Libra from Crown Heights, Brooklyn, New York. Wow, Crown Heights. I believe that is a predominantly Caribbean and Black neighborhood. So she is really from the trenches, from the real New York, it seems like. Very nice. All right, Spirit, let's see what the cards have to say. Ooh, uncertainty with this moon card in reverse. So it seems like there is some secret or some illusion, some uncertainty, or even hesitations, because the moon card upright is usually about fears, with some uncertainty, some unknown information that is causing someone to be hesitant. So in reverse, it's as if it's a secret. So does that mean they have a secret romance going on? They're secretly dating? Or that could also mean there's hesitation, there's uncertainty. I don't know if I really want to date this person because we don't want things to get out. Let's see what the following cards have to say. Ooh, High Priestess. So we are again seeing a card to indicate something about intuition and perhaps secret or the unknown. So it seems like this is perhaps a little sneaky link situation based off of those first two cards. But there is someone that knows they're keeping it on the low. Since this High Priestess card was upright, they are intentionally keeping it a secret, keeping it on the low, pretending to be single. Hermit card upright. So in the public eye, they want to keep this look of just being business partners. I'm still single, I'm not dating. But it seems like they know a truth behind the scenes in the shadows that we don't know yet. Now, the Knight of Swords card upright, this indicates someone that is ambitious, driven, jumping into action, someone that is direct with their communication, someone that's thinking fast, acting fast. So this energy of perhaps a change of lifestyle and fast changes could be that they perhaps have something short-lived, like it's not a long-term dating, but it might be, as I said jokingly earlier, it might truly be a sneaky link, like a little something during the time that they were working together. So it was just like overlapping. It was convenient since they were around and everyone got a little something out of it. She gets the luxuries and he gets this somewhat fresh face to be in his project, and seems like it works for them. So no one's mad over here. But yeah, it's definitely not going to go far. Like it's not this everlasting love. They're not going to get married or anything based off this Hierophant in reverse. But there is this energy of rebellion. So that's probably why they're enjoying something on the low, something secretive, something that is quietly developing or that they're quietly enjoying. It may not even be developing and growing the way we would think like a full-blown public relationship would be. It's just something a little fun on the side that they're enjoying on the low, and that secretiveness is part of what they enjoy. That energy of being rebellious, of going against what people expect, or the thrill of doing what, you know, other people are not aware of is part of feeling like a rebel, I assume. Okay, Queen of Wands. He finds Sandy very attractive. Wow. Just like I said in the intro, she's got the jug, she's got the melons, the boobies, and he seems to be one of those kind of guys that likes the melons. So he finds her very attractive, but he also likes her vibe, her energy. He likes that she's youthful, fresh, and there is something about her energy that he finds very warm and comforting, and something about her energy that energizes him too. So that is a nice card. He likes her femininity. He likes her litness, her being shiny at this time, or fiery. What's her sign again? She is a Libra, so she's an air sign. Then we have this strength card in reverse, though. Ooh. So this is about someone that has weaknesses or doubts. So this could indicate some sort of insecurity. So someone who's not going to take things all the way. I wonder if that is Drake feeling insecure or Sandy. Interesting. This is a Libra card. We're not seeing any, this is the only air sign we saw, but we didn't see any water sign cards here yet. Then we see the Five of Wands in reverse. This is looking to avoid conflict or coming to some sort of cooperation agreement after conflict. So this could be saying that part of the reason they're not in a full-blown out and open relationship is because they feel that it will lead to more problems. This idea of conflicts, it'll just get messy if people know that we're dating. So that's why they're keeping it on the low. And also because they don't see it going far. It's just something fun for the moment. This is something impulsive that is temporary and a fast, short-lived fling, not a full-blown relationship. So this sense of not being sure of someone is because you don't really even get the time to fully get to know them. But whatever you do know about them, in this case, whatever Drake does know about Stunna Sandy, he likes it. It's enough for him to say, all right, she's cool, I like her. Let's splash out some cash on those Bergens and let's let's keep her involved in the projects. It looks like they have comfortable body language, respectful body language, and this idea of wanting to avoid conflict. It seems to be common for most high-profile celebrity relationships. So I may just leave it there unless I see a card that feels like it's relevant to this, which I don't. Oh, I hope this is not for them. This idea of disappointment or losing opportunities. Yeah, so it seems like it's going to just stay brief and low-key, because if they get emotionally invested, it seems like with this Five of Cups, someone feels that they will end up disappointed or feeling abandoned or feeling rejected. With this Five of Cups upright, this is someone that is grieving what they've lost instead of enjoying all that they've still got going for them. So this is the first water sign card that we're seeing in here. Interestingly enough, it is a Scorpio card. So maybe this is, surprised to say that it might be Drake. Maybe he feels like he would be rejected by her, so that's why he's not even trying to take it so far. Or maybe he does try to see what's going on with her, and she's just not really as interested as he is. Interesting. Poor thing. It's all right, Drizzy. There's so many more fish in the sea. At least you guys are having some fun. Fun in the sun. Since this was the card that I just caught out of my peripheral as I was about to pick them up. It's a little summertime fling, just a little snack, nothing serious. So enjoy that, kiddos. Have fun and don't tell nobody. I mean, the cards already told us, but keep it low if that's part of the thrill for you. Okay, so then we are going to switch into a reading on Keke Palmer and Sean Evans. Okay, let me get those visuals queued up. Hey, sweet butter baby, that's interesting. Sure, I didn't know that there was an upcoming Michael Jackson trial. I will add that to my list because it sounds like I would need to do a little research to see if it's an actual trial, like when is it starting? And I'll include that in my next stream because I would definitely love to know. I love Michael Jackson, so if there is a trial coming up, I want to be more informed about that so I can go into the reading looking for specifics about what exactly is the trial consisting of, like what is the case bringing to light. Let's see. You said, I hope those liars didn't get a dime. Oh my. Yeah, and that's what I was, it was bittersweet watching the recent Michael biopic with Jafar Jackson, who was outstanding. It was so amazing to see him recapture the beauty and the talent and the amazingness of his late great uncle Michael Jackson. But the bittersweet part was that, as amazing as it was to see the bloodline continue with that awesome entertainment factor, we also don't know if all that money is going to the family. So there were always whispers or rumors or reports that the Michael Jackson estate may not be fully in the hands of like the mom, Catherine Jackson, or the kids. There were, I think recently the daughter, her Paris, I think her name is, she may have popped up to say something. I don't recall exactly the details around that, but I would love to do that reading. I would probably just have to save it for when I can have a little more background information to go into it and ask the correct questions. But thank you for that request. I will, of course, look into that. So let me transition into this reading. Yep, I will. Yep, exactly. I want to see, that will be interesting too. Someone else is in my other chat, sweet butter baby. Someone is saying that it will be interesting to see if Michael Jackson actually did whatever they're going to accuse him of. So that's why I would have to do a little research to see what exactly are they bringing in this trial, if there's going to be an upcoming trial. But thank you for that request. I love your questions. All right, so let's switch into this reading on Keke Palmer and Sean Evans. This is a reading requested by Leo Now. They said, can you please do a love reading on Keke Palmer and Sean Evans, host of Hot Ones? They were just spotted last weekend on a date in Brooklyn, New York City, and they'd been flirting a lot on each other's shows/podcasts. So, Lauren Kiana Keke Palmer, she is 32. She is a Virgo. She is an actress, and now she has her own podcast that she hosts. Sean Evans, he is 40. He's a Taurus. He is also from Illinois. So both of them are from Illinois. Love that. I didn't even know that they both were hometown neighbors, kind of grew up in the same environment. So that's a nice commonality. And they're both earth signs. I love that for them. I think I had some other stuff prepared. This is actually Keke Palmer's ex, with whom she shares this sweet little child. But there was some drama with this ex back a couple years ago, because after Keke made the announcement of her pregnancy, let me see if I have a picture here. No, I don't. After Keke announced her pregnancy, there was some public dispute with her now ex-boyfriend. Let me see if I can zoom in here. Actually, this is maybe a better picture of them. There we go. So back in, I would want to say it's about 2 years ago, there was some public dispute with Keke's now ex-boyfriend Darius Jackson, with who she shares her son. because he criticized her outfit at an Usher concert. And then there was some footage that was circulated or exposed, perhaps some sort of domestic violence situation, allegedly. But I believe she went to court to get a custody arrangement in place. And ever since then, they have been presumably co-parenting peacefully their sweet little son. I think he's like maybe 3 or 4 years old now. Leodis Andrelton Jackson, that's what they named him. Let me say that again better. Their son, whose name is Leodis Andrelton Jackson. Wow, what a name. So yes, he was born in early 2023, so that would make him maybe 3 and change now. So while that drama is behind Keke, this potential new romance seems to be something that the fans asked for, because there was some moment that they were on the same show together. I thought I had that open as well. Let's see. The two made headlines after being spotted enjoying a cozy, intimate dinner in Brooklyn, which followed a viral podcast appearance and an on-screen kiss. That's right. So Keke Palmer went on Sean Evans' show. I believe the premise is you're being interviewed and answering questions while eating hot wings, like spicy wings, chicken wings. And as you answer more questions, it just gets spicier. So somehow that has taken off, and that's a successful twist on a typical interview, which actually sounds kind of fun, something different, right? Eating spicy food. I like spicy food. I don't know if I would like it in an interview, but it seems to be working for Sean Evans. And apparently Keke went on his show, and for whatever reason, they shared a smooch, which is what had fans wanting to see them explore going on a date. I think Sean Evans also expressed that he was kind of interested in Keke romantically, something along the lines of expressing that he had a little crush on her. So with all that background, fans and followers or viewers of the live stream like Leo now would like to know, what is the energy between Keke Palmer and Sean Evans? Let's pull a few cards to see, what does the future hold for them? Or how are they feeling about each other at this time? Let's see. Yeah, I like Sweet Butter Baby. I love the fact that they are both earth signs. I feel like that's a very successful, usually when I see earth signs, they are usually compatible and long-lasting relationships. So Virgo and Taurus seems like the best of both worlds. Virgo woman, Taurus man, stable, get money, grounded. They probably will each like to keep their own space though. Like, I've definitely heard Keke Palmer before say that she would prefer to live alone even if she's in a relationship. I don't know if they do get as far as considering moving in together. I don't know if a Taurus man will go for that. A Taurus man's going to want his woman with him, but let's see what the cards have to say on if the relationship will even go that far. Spirit, let's get a few cards out about Keke Palmer and Sean Evans. How are they feeling about each other? What is the energy about this potential romance, this potential love connection? Do they see it for each other? Do they see a future? Will they continue dating? Let's get a few cards out about Keke Palmer and Sean Evans. Let's get a few cards out about Keke Palmer and Sean Evans. Okay, whoa. Now this popped out in a weird kind of way, so I don't think I'm going to accept these. But just in case they pop back out, we have the Justice card, 3 of Wands in reverse, 9 of Swords. And so the way they popped out, they kind of did like a double turn. So I don't know if it's upright or in reverse. So I'm going to just throw them back. And if they come back out, that means they were meant to be. Okay. All right, here we go. Oh no, you can't hear me or see me? Hello? Can I get some emojis in the chat? You can still see me and hear me before I proceed with this. Let me check on my end. I think showing that I'm good. Let me see. Hello, Kelly. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Let me make sure I throw a few hearts back so I could keep my chat active. Hi, welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you. You're too kind. Everyone loves the nails. Thank you. I love shiny things, colorful things, and I spare no details, as you can see. All right, looks like I'm good on all platforms. Let's continue with this reading on Keke Palmer and Sean Evans. I'm just giving it one more shuffle because I don't want the energy to be disturbed because of the technical difficulties. We're back. All right, Spirit. Let's get a few cards out for Keke Palmer and Sean Evans, Spirit. What can you tell me about how they feel about each other? Does this love connection have potential? Do they see a long-term relationship or at least enough interest to keep dating, Spirit? Let's get a few cards out for Keke Palmer and did this? I don't know if I want to accept this. If it comes back out, I'll take it. It's the Eight of Swords. Someone keeping themselves stuck in... Actually, you know what? I'm going to keep it. So let's start this reading with the Eight of Swords. This is about someone that is keeping themselves in this self-limiting beliefs. There's a mentality where you are not believing that you can achieve something, or in this case, you're not seeing the potential for a relationship, but these are doubts that you are putting in your own head. So this could have something to do with past traumas. This could have something to do with not having enough information, since we do see that the person is blindfolded. So best case scenario, there is hesitation and uncertainty. Worst case scenario, there is self-sabotage and someone's not allowing themselves to proceed in this relationship wholeheartedly or fully. This is someone that is distrustful, most likely distrustful of themselves, and they project that onto others. And since we saw a feminine figure, it might be Keke. So Keke might have certain beliefs, maybe something about racial differences, maybe something about where they are in their careers, maybe something about her having a child and him not having a child. There may be something there that she has processed mentally and it's not a reality. She's just putting these doubts or limitations in her head and holding herself back in a way. Oh, wow. So this card came out earlier. I threw it back in because it was in a pile of too many cards, but now that it's out, it shows that this is definitely for this reading. This Three of Wands in reverse, indicating a lack of growth or something that is delaying or impeding growth. This is an inability to expand or go beyond an initial stage of something. So this mentality, these limitations are contributing to these two not being able to take the relationship further and to see where it could go. Oh, Sun card. But this is about joy, happiness, vitality, success. This could also indicate something about the summertime. They may just at least do a few dates to explore for the summer, a little summer fling situation. Even if there is this mentality, it seems like there might be the effort put forth to push through that, to get around it. Part of the mentality, this limited, what do they call it? Self-limiting beliefs could be that they assume that they cannot go far with this person. I'm assuming that this is Keke Palmer might assume that she cannot grow with a person like Sean Evans, but she might actually still give it a chance, give it a few dates, and come to realize that she actually enjoys spending time with him. She's actually happy, joyful, having fun for the summer. And so she will at least allow herself to explore that relationship a bit, which is nice. Yes, Keeks, we love that. Interesting. Hierophant. So this is about conformity. Someone that is conforming to social values or structures, like social expectations. So maybe there is, hello, Baba Bees. Nice to see ya. I'm in the middle of a reading for Keke Palmer and Sean Evans. So this indicates that someone in the relationship, either Keke or Sean Evans, may be wanting to have a certain look in society, like they want to be coupled, they want to be partnered, they want to have a boyfriend or girlfriend, they want to maybe even take it as far as marriage, because when we see the Hierophant, this is usually a priest, and two people come before the priest to get into arrangement, or excuse me, like to step into tradition. So that could be some sort of marriage. There's someone that indeed is looking for the appearance of stability that one would find in a relationship. So it's a social status thing with this card. Someone wants to look like they're in a relationship or actually be in a relationship. So that's good. That means that there is a willingness and a desire to push through these self-limiting beliefs that will hinder the growth or potential of the relationship. So that's excellent. Oh, look at that. 3 of Cups. We're outside having fun. This is about socializing and celebrations. So this is about networking or enjoying time with one's loved ones. But in this situation, it's just about having fun, dating, giving it a chance, enjoying summer, and realizing that you're actually enjoying time with this person or enjoying dating again. I think I saw a clip where Keke Palmer recently sat down with singer Ciara and her husband, retired football player Russell Wilson, and Keke was saying that she would like to be hooked up. So there definitely seems to be a lot of indication that Keke is willing to put in the energy and effort to try dating at this time. And it seems like indeed she's going to be having fun. But let's also remember, whenever we see the 3 of Cups or the 3 of Pentacles in a relationship reading, it could also mean affairs. If there is a third person in a relationship, that means that someone might be having hanky-panky on the side. Someone might be either cheating if it turns out to be a committed relationship. But in this case, since it's so early, this more so seems to be reflecting someone keeping their options open. So it's not just dating one person, it's exploring different options, dating around, and enjoying that process overall. But since we specifically asked about Keke Palmer Sean Evans, it seems that indeed she will enjoy a few dates with him. She's giving it a chance. Keke Palmer wants to be in a relationship. So that is great. Ooh, 6 of Pentacles in reverse, overgiving. So someone is usually in a position of abundance and they are used to giving to others. And this may be something that they're working on. So it feels once again like Keke. Maybe she feels that this is something that she's experienced in the past and that she doesn't want to repeat. So this is something she's working on. But something about this card being present in this relationship, it seems like maybe either Keke or Chris Evans feels that they indeed are repeating this idea or energy of overgiving. This also could indicate that there is energy vampirism, or more literally in the sense of the finances, there is something negative happening to someone's resources that is affecting their inability to continue giving to a situation. So that is the first card that we're seeing. That's a little bit of a womp womp womp. And then we're seeing the Justice card in reverse, a very common card tonight, interestingly enough. This Injustice card popped out a couple times in the previous readings, and this indicates negative karma as well as someone not getting their just due. So someone may have gotten away with something negative. If there is energy vampirism, if there is a one-sided sort of relationship or someone's overgiving while someone's overtaking, it seems like that negativity is able to go on unchecked. But for some reason, I'm not feeling like it's Sean that's doing this. I don't know. Maybe it's saying that, yeah, maybe Keke will lose interest if that's where the relationship goes. Like she'll have to keep flying in to see him, or if it more so feels like he's the one that's gonna have to keep going out of his way to see her. I'm not sure. Let's pull a few more cards, because in both of these, let me just make sure we get the full visual. In both of these, we're seeing feminine figures. So that's why I was assuming that this is Keke's energy, but if it doesn't feel like Sean Evans is the one that is overtaking or getting away with something, it more so feels like this might be how Sean Evans feels about Keke. Like he feels like he's the one putting in the effort and he's the one going out of his way and not getting much back, and so he starts to feel like it's unfair. Oh, poor Sean, I'm sorry. Oh, Magician card in reverse. This is about manipulation, or this could also be about someone that is not taking advantage of all of their resources, all of the tools, the charms, the gifts, the energy, the skills, all the things that they have at their disposal. They're not using it. So it is somewhat of an extension of this idea of someone putting more into the relationship and not getting much out of it, whereas someone has more that they could put into the relationship and not giving. This imbalance in effort and resources is repeating with this Magician card. So I think I will leave it there. Well, that actually seems... Ooh, wait a minute now. Yeah. Okay, so to end things in this reading, we're seeing the Nine of Swords in reverse, indicating that after a period of mental anguish and distress, this is worry, this is anxiety, this is insomnia, this is a negative mental state, you are now in a very clear and strengthened mental state where you're able to now sort of get a grip on life, get a grip on reality, and proceed without so much mental distress at play. So I would interpret this to mean that after giving things a chance, you realize that it's not really for you and it's not anything to be hung up about, nothing to beat yourself up about, nothing to be mad at yourself about. Which, interestingly enough, then it is followed by this Four of Pentacles, which is about someone that is releasing their grip on something that was of value, or it could be actual financial resources. If someone was stingy with dinero, or someone had a fear of loss, someone was being very careful of their assets, being careful of not over-investing themselves in a relationship, is what the Four of Pentacles upright would indicate. In reverse, that indicates that now someone is more willing to give, someone's more generous, or someone might be overspending if it's the literal definition of the finances, because since we did see the Six of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles both in reverse, this could indicate financial issues for someone. But in this case, I feel like for this relationship that's not even a relationship yet, it's about just dating and getting to know someone, this more so seems like free-flowing energy, releasing whatever was keeping someone's guard up, keeping someone's wall up, whatever worries and concerns, since we did see worries and concerns here with this Nine of Pentacles, whatever worries and concerns someone had that were blocking them, they're now releasing that. They're not being so guarded, and they're not being so possessive where they're holding on to this, they're fearful of losing that. They're more open. But along with that openness, they're also free from being in a relationship. So it seems like giving that relationship a chance in terms of at least dating and having a little fun is going to not end up in a long-term relationship, but it will at least help what seems to be like Keke do some character development, do some self-growth, and come to realize that there's a different way that she would like to approach love. And so she learns that after cooling things off, in terms of it's not a full-on breakup, because they'll never get as far as like a full boyfriend and girlfriend situation, but she's just gonna be single with this Fool card upright. She's going to be free and not tethered down, anchored by a relationship yet, although that is a goal of hers. She will want that later down the line. But she will at least learn from this experience that she's going to have dating around this summer. So that's actually positive, right? Because we all have to live and learn in life, and that's how we're able to get closer to accomplishing our goals. So good for Keke and Sean Evans that they will at least enjoy a little something for the summer and come out better on the other side. It seems like they will at least have respect for each other. I don't see anything to indicate that it will be like a nasty, like, you know, I don't feel comfortable saying breakup because they're not gonna I don't know how to phrase it when it's just like a fizzle out, like a cooling down of the situation where they're like, all right, we're not for each other, let's just go our separate ways. But I'm glad we gave it a little try. We're gonna keep it cute, keep it cool. There's no smoke, there's no tension or bitterness whenever I see you. So that's at least the positive thing. But learning that someone has to give more in order to get more seems to be one of the themes in this relationship. So I wish Keke and Sean Evans good luck in their dating lives and finding their person. And very cute that they are at least giving it a chance for the people, for their fans and their followers. So let's see if I had anything else on the list tonight. Hello, welcome. Thank you. Yes, you're jumping in just when I'm wrapping up, but if you hop on the tube that is for you, you should be able to rewind and see all of the celebrity readings that I did tonight. Yes, thank you, thank you. All right, well, it looks like I'm caught up. I did all of the readings that I had planned for tonight, and I didn't see any other questions come through aside from the great question from Sweet Butter Baby about this potential Michael Jackson trial, which I would love to look into in a future live stream. So let me wrap up as long as I don't see any other missed messages in the chats. Taking a look. Hello. Sending my love, sending my hearts right back. Thank you. I love the love. Thank you. And we're wrapping it up. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to be notified of when I do these streams. Of course, be in touch if you'd like a personal reading. The link is in bio. Thank you all for your likes, for your hearts, for your comments, for your support. Big hearts right back at you. As a small and new creator, it means so much. So thank you. Hearts, hearts, hearts right back for my peoples. I wish you all abundance and illumination. May divine light radiate through your life. Keep shining. Thank you. Yes, I'll see you on my next live stream, the World Cup special. Finally reading on all of those football players that several people have been asking me. Top of the list is Kylian Mbappe. So tune in for that. Take care, Toodles. Always fun when the team can have some. How does that phrase go? It ain't fun if the team can't have none. Anyway. You guys have a great week. Take care. Bye.